Hello, my name is Satish Georgy Kashyap, and I am so delighted to welcome you to this wonderful course on one of the most colorful and ancient art forms of Indian folk theatre, Swang. For over 35 years, I have been performing Swang not only in India but also on international stages. Along the way, I have developed training programs, workshops, and collaborations with educational organizations to share this art form with learners of all ages. Now, think for a moment. When you hear the word theater, what comes to your mind? Perhaps a stage, bright lights, or scripted drama. But Swam is something more. It is music, dialogue, improvisation, humor, dance, and storytelling, woven together in a way that both entertains and teaches. In this course, we will explore questions like what exactly is swang? Where did it come from? How has it changed over the time? And why does it still matters today? I have also worked in creative writing, script writing, and direction, including contributions to Bollywood films, television, and Hindi theatre. But Swang holds a very special place in my heart. By the end of this course, you will not only understand the history, evolution, and the tradition of Swang, but also feel its vibrant energy and cultural depth. So, whether you are a student, a performer, a researcher, or simply curious about Indian folk arts, this journey is for you. I invite you folks to join me. Step into the world of Swang and experience an art form that has been bringing people together for centuries. So let's begin this colorful journey together. So let's begin the introduction to Indian folk theatre. What is folk theatre? The blend of drama, dance, music, rooted in the oral traditions. Then we will discuss about the contrast between the folk and the classical theatre. In detail, we can say the formal theatre versus the community driven theatre. Then we will discuss the importance of theatre in rural communities, festivals, village squares, and seasonal celebrations. In the next part, we will discuss about the visual appeal of the folk theatre. We will show you the map around that Indian subcontinent where different type of folk theatre has been practiced. Finally, we will discuss different forms of the theatre. In Indian folk theatre, it is very important to understand the difference between the uh, folk theatre and classical Indian theatre and community driven theatre. Although Indian folk theatre originated from ancient narrative traditions, blending music, dance, and acting with its roots in Vedic times and formalized by texts like Natya Shastra. After the decline of classical Sanskrit theatre, regional folk theatre forms developed from the 14th century onwards, drawing on local myths, legends, and social customs to create vibrant open air performances that continue to thrive today. Swang, Notanki, tamasha, yakshgan, kudiyattam are all developed after the decline of classical Sanskrit theatre. But base is still the same, Natya Shastra and the creation of Navrasa. Along with the Swang, Tamasha, Notanki, Yakshgana, Ramlila and Raslila are other two forms are very important in Indian folk theatre. Ramlila is dedicated for Lord Rama and Raslila for Lord Krishna. Ramlila can refer to a traditional Indian folk performance of the Ramayana epic, a series of scenes with songs, dances, and dialogues enacted during the Dashera festival. It is the outcome of old Swang traditions, or more broadly, to several Indian films sharing the name, including Sanjay Leela Bansali in 2013, created a romantic drama, Goliyon Ki Rasleela, Ramleela. The performance culminates in the burning of effigies of the demon Ravana, symbolizes the triumph of good over evil. Now, this is the recent developments in the Bollywood in the modern Indian theatre, but base is same. You can refer it as a swang or notanki, an art of imitation, observation, and performance. Now, there is a big confusion, the difference between swang and notanki. Although, if we go in a deeper research, um, Tangi, Swang, Notanki, Sang, they are altogether a same type of performance. Swang and Notanki is the most famous in the northern part of India, primarily in Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, and Bihar. There is a saying that everything got originated from Sangeet. From Sangeet, a term came Swang, and there was a famous Swang, and its name was Shehzadi Notanki. And from that story itself, this term originated Notanki, and it became a form. Pandit Ram Dayal Sharma ji of Notanki and Dr. Satish Georgy Kashyap are the legendary contemporary artists of present time. In 2002, Notanki was introduced in America and Europe by Dr. Devendra Sharma, a Notanki artist, singer, writer, director, a scholar of communication and performance in United States of America. But if we go deeper, Swang and Notanki are one and the same thing. There is no difference at all in the performance. Both are narrative. In the same manner, the performance is performed with the help of an orchestra pit and singers, dancers, and actors. So, Sangeet, Swang, Notanki, Sang, they are one and the same thing. Same way, Dr. Satish Georgy Kashyap introduced Swang first time in Europe, Copenhagen, Denmark, and later in Australia in company of Jyoti Rana by performing Swang Pingla Bhartri in Perth, Western Australia. Dr. Satish Kashyap, in the able guidance of Pandit Surya Bhanu Shastri, a disciple of Pandit Lakshmichand had done revolutionary changes in Swang performance. The revival of Swang traditions is the utmost need to oxygen to the dying art. Dr. Satish Kashyap, an internationally acclaimed Swang artist, is the leading and the only Swang surviving theatre group of Swang. He performs both in operatic as well as proscenium stage. He has performed at national and international levels like National School of Drama, Pikmake, Arangam, Sangeet Natak Academy, etc. So while concluding this module 1, that is introduction of folk theatre, we will discuss about the distribution of folk theatre all over the Indian subcontinent. Extreme north in Kashmir, in Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Pathar is quite popular, along with the Sang, Swang, Notanki. If we go in the Uttar Pradesh region, Notanki is popular. If we go towards Maharashtra, it is Tamasha. In Gujarat, this is called Bhavai. If we go south of the India, then in Tamil Nadu, it is called Teru Kutu. And there is a beautiful form in Karnataka that is called Yakshgana. In Kerala, the same art is called as the Mudi Yetu. There is one more beautiful form called Jatra in Bengal. It is all based on the Mahabharata and Ramayana. So, in conclusion, these are the different distribution of folk theatre all over India. It starts from the Afghanistan till the end of Bangladesh. Thank you. Module 2, historical background of Swang. In this module, we will discuss about the historical background of Swang, its origin in Vedic Kal and development in Haryana and Western Pradesh, and its link to 14th century and later on to 18th and 19th century. Then we'll discuss about the connection to Bhakti era. At that time, there was a huge effect of Kabir, Thurdas, Mirabai, and other saints on the performance. Then we will discuss about the role of local rulers in supporting these Swang group, the administration, the government from Mughal era, British era, and the present government. Then we will discuss about the notable performance like Pandit Deep Chand and Pandit Lakshmi Chand. We'll show you some old photographs, paintings of Swang performance. Regarding the origin of Swang, Notanki, Sangeet or Sang, we have a discussion and the research says, along with the inputs from Pandit Ramdayal Sharma and Dr. Devendra Sharma, that there was a form, Sangeet, and there was a story, Shehzadi Notanki. And Notanki was a character in that Sangeet. It was a simple storytelling. From there onwards, it evolved slowly into a different form. It propagated into different dialects and different regions. As Dr. Devender said, he showed me the old photographs of Shehzadi Notanki, and Notanki is performed in Swang also, and its name is Pool Singh Notanki. So we can say that origin is from Sangeet, later it developed into different regions as Sangeet, Sang, Swang, Notanki, Tamasha, even Khel. So this is the origin, and it is still uh, blossoming in different regions into the different forms. In 14th and 15th century, it was the period of Bhakti Kala.
And at that time, Kabir Das, Tulsi Das, Guru Nanak Dev, Surdas Ji, Mirabai were very popular, and they got the great influence on the society. Sang also got influenced from these poets and saints, and there are many stories about Kabir and Mirabai. In fact, there is a song on Mirabai written by Pandit Lakshmi Chand. But there was a conflict, as Swang and Notanki were purely entertainment. Their focus was more entertainment. Instead, these saint poets were more concerned about the social change and society. Here we will discuss the role of local rulers in the Swang performances. Basically, in 14th and 15th century, Swang was very popular. In fact, it was the only source of entertainment for the local folk. Villagers used to gather in the night and they have a night long performance full of social issues and dances, music, and humor. But after the influx of Mughal Empire, that is Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb, it got affected. Even though Akbar supported this type of musical form, but Aurangzeb, a staunch Islamic scholar, was against this type of performance. In fact, according to Islam, he was against the music, against dance, against any instrument, and the participation of females. So it got severely affected. But later, after the decline of Mughal Empire, British rule came, and Britishers, in fact, supported the performance of Swang, and post independence now it is recovering from that trauma. In Mughal Empire under King Aurangzeb, this type of performances got a severe attack as female participation was banned, music was banned, dance was banned. Still, under current, some creative peoples were still working. They made a group of all male people, a group of male company. And Pandit Deep Chand, he created a different type of song. He molded into more of a poetic and no style or comedy. So Pandit Deep Chand was the main person who kept this performance of Swang alive. And slowly its name developed as Sang. And later, after Mughal, British Empire came, and at that time, four to five Sangis become very popular. They were Pandit Lakshmichand, Baje Bhagat, Mahasaya Dhanpat Singh, Pandit Mangeram, and Chandar Badi. In post-independence era, after 1947, Swang got its new shape. It got introduced in school, colleges, theater festivals. The present slide is showing the new invention of Swang. In the left side, you can see the performance of Mahabharata Swang Kichak Tarapti. In the center is a female performing Swang Ramayana. On the right side, it is Swang Krishna. It is based on Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. So it is the recent development when the artists are experimenting, improvising, and staging the new shows for the performance to keep this beautiful art of performance alive. After the advent of digital media, it is very difficult for any folk forms to survive in any part of the world. Slowly, slowly, these beautiful art forms are dying with course of time and the more and more bombardment of digital media. Still, some of the organizations are still working for this heritage or to protect the dying art. For the survival of dying art, some of the organizations are really working in India and they are supporting. They are National School of Drama, New Delhi, Sangeet Nata Academy, New Delhi, Speak Mackey, Art and Culture Department, Government of Haryana, and CCSHAU, Hisar, Haryana. These are the organizations. They are still helping the folk artists to work and stage their performance. Module 3, Elements of Swang oblique Notanki performance. In this module 3, we will discuss about elements of Swang and Notanki performance. Basically, uh, stage and space, whether it's an open air courtyard without curtains, on only very simple and symbolic props. We discuss about characters like hero, heroine, clown, that is called a Nakli or a Sutradhar, king and villagers regarding costumes. They are bright attires, turbans, and hanging swords, dupattas, and traditional ornaments in the hand or leg. And we will discuss about dialogue styles and some visuals regarding costumes, props, and sketches of traditional stages. This is module 3. Regarding stage and space, in that era of 14th and 15th century, there were no auditoriums or any open air theaters. So they used to create their own open air theater, that is operatic performances. You can see on the left side a photograph where there is a three side opera. You three side people can sit and see, but on the right side it is a proscenium theater. In Swang we have orthodox kind of characters like a hero, a heroine, clown, king, villagers. But to create comedy there is a character Nakli. It is a kind of Vidushak in Hindi, or you can compare into a pantaloon kind of a Venetian character, which we see in a Italian commedia dell'arte kind of performance. It is most popular. Its duty is to create a stir or attack on the system. In the present slide, we can see on the left side it is the main character, the hero of the story, and his duty is to narrate the story and to act as a main role. Then we have a Naika, a heroine. Then we have a Vidushak, like a pantaloon. Second, we have some additional characters, some dancers, musicians, and a orchestra pit. Costumes are quite bright and loud in Swang and Nautanki performances, and it is the based on the character. You can see on the left side, this is heroine with a dupatta. They use different kind of turbans, dupattas, and traditional ornaments in the hand, in the neck, or even the leg. But costume is based on the different characters. For example, it is a lovable loser or a smart one. On the left side, this is Johnny Chore, a logical smart one. And we have a different costume for bitch, for dump, for neurotic, for a womanizer, and even for a lovable loser. In the center, the costume is of a policeman, and on the right side, this is the traditional bright costume of a crown prince Raja Vikramaditya. primarily dialogue style is of poetry, but nowadays it is a blend of prose, poetry, and song. The song are called rag and raginis in Swang. It is based on different ragas depending on the time and the choice of note. You can see nowadays we are using the different instruments harmonium, dholak, nagada, but earlier they used to sing in a very higher tone. So folk performances was based on a higher tone to attract a different type of huge audience even without the help of microphone or additional sound support. There was no that sophisticated sound at that time. The present time photo is showing the use of sound system to enhance the performance, to enhance the prose, poetry, song, rag, and raginis of the song performance. These are the visuals of the costume and properties and the sketches of traditional stages. Earlier, it was quite simple. Simplicity was the key. But with evolution, the costumes changed. On the left side, you can see the woman with the ghagara, chunni, and borla, and with hand ornaments. So it is typical costume of the northern India or primarily in the Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. On right side, this is a photograph from Swang Padmavat. Here, king is Ranveer, and he is using the turban, typical dhoti, kurta. So these are the different type of costumes and properties which we are using at present in the Swang performances. Module 4, music and dance in Swang performances. So in module 4, we will discuss about the music and dance in Swang. What is the orchestra pit? So musical foundation is based on dholak, sarangi, nagada, and harmonium. They are basic instruments used in Swang. Singers narrate basically, while actors dramatize, perform, and create the scene. The role of folk songs, they are called raginis in Swang, and they are based on different ragas like rag bhairavi, rag kafi, and rag pilu, depending on the situation in the performance. Dances are not separate. This is the part of story. For example, if queen or the woman performing, so it is I mean woman into a dramatic expression. So it is a multitasking for actors to act, to dance, to sing, to perform. So in this section of music and dance in swang, this slide is showing the musical foundation. On the left side, the first instrument is called dholak, a drum, having two sides to play, followed by nagada, having two sticks to create the rhythm. Third is a harmonium, basically a Western instrument well adapted in India centuries back. And the fourth is the original Indian instrument that is called sarangi. Sarangi means creating hundreds. So means hundred. So it is a beautiful instrument to uh, accompany or even lead the whole orchestra pit, creating different sounds, different ragas and raginis. In the photograph, you can see the lead character with Iktara And on the back side, you can see a dholak player, you can see a nagada player, a harmonium player, and even a sarangi player. Primarily in music and dance, singers narrate while actors and dancers dramatize. But this is not the rule, because the lead actor have to narrate the story, have to act and perform. So sometimes he sings the whole uh, phrase or whole prose, and he enters even the audience. In this slide, can see on the left side the lead actor is dancing, and the orchestra pit and the background singers are helping or enhancing the performance. On the right side, you can see this is the performance in a jail where actor enters into the crowd to create a comedy and extempore tire, and orchestra pit from the back is helping the performance. In this section, we will discuss about the role of ragini, I mean folk songs, and the use of ragas like Bhairavi, Kafi, and Pilu. It is quite elaborative. For example, the first Rag Bhairavi, it's a morning raga, and it features all four komal notes, means flat notes like komal re, komal ga, komal dha, and ni. And second rag we are using is rag Kafi. It belongs to Kafi Thought, a classification of the system of ragas. We name the ragas based on the time and using of the swaras. And the notes we use here is Komal Ga and Komal Ni, in Western notations called sharp D or flat B. These are based on different seasons, often associated with monsoon season. The third raga primarily used in Swang is Pilu, is a raga of Hindustan classical music, and mostly used in light classical forms like thumris. Some performances include the shades of Tivarma even in Rag Pilu. So, in short, Rag Bhairavi, Kafi, and Rag Pilu is used in Swang performances. In this section, we will focus on how to separate the dance from the performance. Dance is not an item, it is part of story. Dance not separate, it is woven into the dramatic expression. You can see in these uh, photographs on the left side, the first photograph is from Swang Notanki, where while dancing, the character Full Singh is showing his love for Notanki. In the middle, it is Swang Gopi Udhav. It's a beautiful photograph where on the back side it is a school performance. It is based on Lord Krishna. On the right side, this is again a dance performance, but it is not separate. It is part of a story. This Swang is Swang Baba Sham. It is based on a Mahabharat story. Here in this performance, while dancing, he is progressing this story and taking it further. So, in conclusion, dances are not separate, but they are integral part of the story progression. Module 5: Themes and Stories in Swang, Mythology and History. The themes and stories in Swang are basically mythological, romantic, social, or even comedy. Primarily, mythological stories are based on some incidences or even a longer part, and based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, Krishna Lila. There are very popular songs based on Krishna and Ram. Regarding the romantic, there are stories. The most popular is He Ranja, done by Swang Folk Art Academy. Leela Majnu by Swarg Repertory in Allahabad. Then there is a story, Padmavat. As far as social justice is concerned, the most popular song which I have performed is Jani Chor, and it is based on justice, morality, and the rural life. How a thief takes the revenge from the king. It's a beautiful story to be told. There are some other comedy stories. And there is apart from Jani Chor, Raja Vikramaditya, Pingla Bhartri, uh, Chandra Kiran. So primarily it's mythological, but till nowadays comedy stories are more popular in the region. So this photograph is showing the mythological songs based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Krishna Leela. So three women are performing swang. So from Mahabharata, two swangs are very popular: Kichak Draupadi and Veer Barbari. And in Ramayana itself is an epic story having many ingredients for performance. In this photograph, you can see Raman is performing Swang Tirya Chitram. It is based on a story of Pingla Bhartri. In the center, Jyoti Rana is performing Swang Ramayana. She has performed Bal Kant, the child portion of the Ramayana, and one more epic from the Ramayana. And the third Vibhor is performing Swang Krishna based on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So mythology is basically based on the old scriptures and epic stories, and they connect the audience on the spot. As audience already know this story. Popular and most beautiful songs created by Pandit Lakshmi Chand, Pandit Mangeram, and Mahashay Baje Bhagat are Hir Ranja, Padmavat, and Chandrakrin. In this photograph, you can see the Swang Hi Ranja. In the center, there are two characters, Hir and Ranja. On the left side, Hir is with her friends. On the right side, it is a climax scene when Hir meets Ranja. It's a beautiful, beautiful love story. It is from the right now Punjab region, Jhang area. It is in Pakistan right now, and it is popular in whole of Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Haryana. Even Bollywood films have been made on this subject of Heer Ranjha. As far as uh, theme of social justice is concerned, many dramatists has created songs on social justice, morality, and rural life issues. In this photograph, we can see on the extreme left is photograph of Lord Shiva. That song is called Shiv Parvati, and then on the right side it is a song Kichak Vat. In the middle, this swang is from Mahabharata. A swang artist, Jyoti Rana, has created two beautiful piece of work based on Ramayana, uh, Swang Balkand and Swang Lanka Kand in Australia. They are quite popular in uh, Perth, Western Australia, and she's still performing these productions. Swang Jani Chor. is the most popular and most famous written work in the history of Swang. It has been written by all the senior Swangis like Lakshmi Chand, like Bhaje Bhagat, like Mahasya Dhanpat Singh. It's a beautiful story about a thief, and more than 500 performances has been staged all over India. In this slide, you can see how that thief, Jani Chor, changes its appearance depending on the situation. In the center, he becomes a Setani, a woman of the village. In the left side, he is in a different character when he becomes the owner of a jewelry shop. Same way, in the right side, he pretends to be the husband of that girl. In fact, this is a beautiful and surprise creating story. And in the end, it ends for a social justice, for revolution, and for the change. So, Jani Chor is the most popular comic story of the Swang. On the left side, it's a poster of Swang Jani Chor performed on the 8th Theatre Olympics in 2018 in India. Swang Jani Chor. In the middle, it's Swang Krishna, based on Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and performed all over India. Third poster is again a piece of a leaflet or a poster of Swang Krishna. It is in Hindi language. Overall, nowadays Swang performances are performed along with other Hindi and English theatre performances and staged in all the major theatre festivals organized by uh, different organizations of the government or even the non-government organizations. Module 6: Performance Technique and Improvisations. In this module of performance techniques and improvisations, we will discuss how it was amazing and different from the present time: actor training, voice training, rhythm, and memorization. Then we will elaborate improvisation, actors, how they adapt the lines depending on the audience response. Then audience interactions, their on the spot joke, style, spontaneity, and creating spontaneous humor out of the audience interaction. Then narrator's role and how he bridges the gap and how keep the audience alive and the connection between the story and the audience. Performance techniques in Swang are very simple, incredibly simple, and it is based on just observation, 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 imitation, and performance. Though they have voice and speech exercise, rhythm and movement, and memorization. But in this case, actor is asked to just observe 1 day, 7 days, months, and years. And slowly, 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 he is in the shape of a character. It is called Guru Shishya Parampara. Guru is performing and Shishya, student, is observing. Teacher taught relationship. So, very simple. Your job is to observe your master, your teacher. Then, slowly and slowly, you start imitating that character. Finally, when required, you should be ready for the performance. Means, like old traditions, just follow the master. In this slide, you can see Pragati Singh performing in Tiriya Charitram. He never did any rehearsals in the whole process, but she was observing for a couple of days, maybe 2 weeks. Then The main character was absent, and because of any reasons she couldn't participate. Pragati Singh was ready, and she followed the same rule: observation, imitation, and performance. And in this process, slowly and slowly, she devised her own voice, on speech, on movement, and on memorization. And it's her own improvisation that created a spark in that performance. In the second technique, after observation and imitation, now this is the duty of the narrator or the lead actor to control the whole production. He just gives the points, maybe 1 point, 2 points, 3 point, 4 point in the first part, then 4 point in the mid part, and 4 point in the climax part. Then it is loosely woven, and actor adapts lines depending on the audience response. In this photograph, on the left side, the lead actor is acting as a priest, and he is improvising and improvising if he is keeping the interest alive. In the middle, he becomes a police inspector. In the third slide, the same guy becomes a crown prince. And in the last, fourth, extreme right, the same character becomes a seller, a, a businessman. So, in totality, actor should have a loosely woven outlines of a mm, story, but then he adapts and improvises, and this is called the magic of on the spot improvisation. The most brilliant thing about the Swang theater performance. Though Swang story also has the uh, start part, the middle part, the end part, or the climax part. But now there is an one-to-one audience involvement. If audience is getting involved, so it becomes an actor and audience conversation because it is on the spot and based on common interests, social problems, political problems. So, actor adapts himself and creates humors. For emergency, he is having some elements like particular joke for a particular situation. He creates 6 to 7 these type of situations in the whole performance. But they are primarily the basic things. Rest depends upon the creativity of an actor, how he connects, how he creates humor, how he cracks jokes, how he keep the things simple yet emphatic. In Swang performance techniques, narrator's role is very important. Narrator is called as a sutradhar or bede band in Swang Shaili. This sutradhar or narrator's role is to bridge between story as well as audience. Sutradhar is a Sanskrit term that translates to thread holder and can refer to a traditional Indian narrator or a stage manager in theatre. Anyone who orchestrates or holds a complex structure together, like a storyteller weaving a narrative. The term encompasses the role of a director, a narrator, and the master of ceremonies, bridging the gap between the story and the audience, or connecting traditions with modernity. In this photograph, this is the photo of a narrator, Sutradhar. He is acting as a Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Meanwhile, he's a narrator, he's telling the story, but also acting as Lord Krishna. Keeping the interest alive, he will um, elongate the every small step and make it a complete performance. Further diving into the performance techniques, we will find that nothing is fixed. No scene is fixed in Swang performance. They perform one or two lines, improvised, exchange with the ideas. Rest is extempore technique. Every day, new improvisation. Though raganis based on different ragas are fixed, they help to progress the story. They leads from the first act to the second act, then to third act, and finally to the final act. The verses help in connecting this story, but they become monotonous. Meanwhile, the prose or acting portion is improvisational. It is improvised through the verses, so it makes it the magical performance. So no old performance is copied or fixed. Every day, every song is a altogether a new experience and a new performance. Module 7: Swang and Society. Swang as a mirror of society, highlighting everyday struggles. So, in this module, we will discuss this relationship between Swang and society. So, in this module of Swang and society, we will analyze how Swang interacts with society. Social commentary: Swang plays often features satire and humor to critique social evils, superstitions, and other critical issues within the community. Secondly, it is the awareness and communication. As a traditional medium, it functions as a indigenous tool to reach people in rural areas like villages, promoting awareness about social and cultural matters that might be overlooked by formal or electronic communication methods. Thirdly, emotional expression. Swang is deeply connected to human emotions such as joy, sorrow, frustrations, love, reflecting the feelings of the people in the society it represents. And lastly, the cultural preservation. This art form preserves and transmits the cultural values and local identity of the regions where it is performed, acting as a repository of native act as a mirror of society like a modern theater, films, or television. It is highlighting everyday struggle, see, reflecting values. Art, music, and literature often portrays the cultural values, social norms, and ethical standards of a particular society or a particular era, highlighting issues. Films and books can critique contemporary problems like inequality, war, or technological overreach, acting as a mirror to societal anxieties and challenges, capturing public sentiment. Viral videos, social media hashtags, and even news reports can act as a cultural touchstones, reflecting collective sentiments and amplifying public opinion on important issues. So, is a mirror. Swang is a mirror of society. Let's bisect this swang into gender representation. Historically, male actors played female roles because of Aurangzeb and Muslim era. Because of Islamic rules, they were not allowed to participate. But in 20th century, females again started playing the characters written as a female character. Even before 1947, India-Pakistan partition, there were few group of female performers performing. even though they were having a social pressure from the Mughal Empire and Islamic kingdom. In this photograph, in the above, you can see all the male actors in a group. There are 15 to 20 male actors. They are singers, they are dancers, they are doing male role, they are doing female. In the second photograph, this is an old photograph of Swang on a raised platform. All male actors are performing. So there is a social connection of males and females and society and children with the Swang. In black and white photographs, you witnessed the Swang performance among the rural areas, in villages, in small towns. In this photograph, you can see the community bonding in the small cities or even the big cities, in school, colleges, or even universities. Community bonding is uh, in the entire village or entire town or a community, and it becomes a collective experience for the community. And the commentary on caste, class, and rural justice is justified because of the Swang performance. And there is a very noble and beautiful cause for these Swang performances. In the earlier times, Swang performance was staged for construction of a common school, common dharamshala, and common gaushala, so that it helps the whole community. It becomes a common platform for all the people. These are few pictures of Swang performances in the rural area and the urban area. Though costumes performance is almost same, except the stage. Instead of the open operatic performance, it becomes a auditorium performance. You can see in these photographs on the left side, it is more of a operatic and proscenium performance. In the second photograph, you can see in India's biggest theatre festival called Bharat Rang Mahotsav, India's number one theatre festival, organized by National School of Drama under the patronage of Ministry of Culture. This performance is of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and Arjun. This is the conversation. And below is the photograph of the orchestra pit. You can easily find out harmonium, dholak, nagada, and sarangi. So these are the few pictures of the Swang. Module 8, Decline and Revival of Swang. In Module 8, in Decline and Revival of Swang, we will analyze the decline due to cinema, television, urban migration. Secondly, we will see the reduced patronage from the government and non-government organizations and audience interest. Thirdly, government and cultural institutions revival effort. And fourthly, the role of modern tropes and cultural festivals in sustaining this dying art. And lastly, we will discuss in this module the government posters, cultural preservation projects. With the advent of digital media technology, every ethnic indigenous art forms suffered a setback all over the world. This decline was due to cinema earlier, then television, then urban migration. If we see the Indian subcontinent, slowly Parsi theatre took over from this Swang and Notanki theatre groups. Then came the black and white cinema. It was more powerful than Parsi theatre. So slowly and slowly Parsi theatre also declined. After black and white cinema came the colored cinema, then became the uh, VCR, video cassettes, and finally you see smartphone, YouTube, and digital media. So with the due course of time, slowly, it is in a total dire strait. This empty auditorium justifies the decline of Swang. Why? It is because of reduced patronage and secondly, audience interest. Slowly, audience also lost their interest. Earlier kings, queens, they were sporting these art forms and inviting these type of groups. But because of Islamization, uh, it lost everything. Then came British Empire. They sported a little, but that sport was not sufficient. Earlier, rich people also sponsor these type of programs. Now, government organizations, they were also not interested in protecting these arts. Slowly, with years and years, it came to that stage that nobody even want to watch. They prefer a smartphone or iPhone instead of watching these 2 hours, 3 hours long swang performances. In a revival section, certainly in India, after independence, government set up an institute, National School of Drama, then Sangeet Natak Academy, to preserve these type of ethnic folk art forms of India. So you can see in this photograph, this is an recognition and award for the promotion of Swang uh, in India. This Sangeet Natak Academy is in New Delhi and it is promoting the all folk forms of India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Bhavai to Jatra, from Gujarat to West Bengal. So this is the effort from the government and paying results. In addition, they are conducting the annual festivals of theatre, tribal oblique ethnic arts. So these type of promotions are helping to revive this folk form Swang. In addition to Sangeet Natak Academy, there are many cultural organizations. They are helping in organizing the festivals, workshops, seminars, and lectures. There is a national festival of India every year that is called Bharangam. You can see in this photograph. This photograph is from Bharat Rang Mahotsav, Bharangam, India's most famous theatre festival. Here, Swang Raja Vikramaditya was staged. In addition, the other organizations which are helping in its revival are Speak Mackey, led by Dr. Kiran Seth, an art enthusiast. In addition, there are other departments, art and culture department, government of Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, and in another organization is North Zone Cultural Center called NZCC, giving patronage to this Swang folk art form. Scholarship and awards are also helping in the revival of Swang. There are many awards given to folk artists and there is a special category for awards for specific folk artists, state government awards, there are central government awards, there are private theatre group awards, amateur theatre group awards, there are Ministry of Culture scholarships, junior and senior scholarships, there are private promotional awards, and even incentives from Bollywood if your some of the piece is selected for cinema, film, television, or web series. You can see this is an example of award, National Theatre Award, Ras Rang Samman. It was awarded for the contribution, lifetime contribution for the preservation of a folk art swang. These two pictures are showing the efforts for the revival of the Swang. In left, it's a detailed brochure about the Swang, and the right side, it is a media coverage. Print media, electronic media, and other medias are also playing a key role in the revival of Swang. It is the recent happening. Nowadays, people are liking the ethnic, exotic, and these folk and rural forms of India. So in this slide, you can see a brochure of Swang, and other is the collage of a print media. Module 9, Comparative Study of Folk Theatre of India. In Module 9, in the Comparative Study of Indian Folk Theatre, we will briefly differentiate Swang, Notanki. For example, Notanki is more dramatic, romantic themes. On the other hand, Yakshgana for Karnataka has elaborate costumes, heavy dances, and primarily mythological. Tamasha in Maharashtra is a musical, more of a sensual performance. And on the other hand, Swang in Haryana is improvisational, satirical, audience interaction dialogue. Jatra in West Bengal is dramatic and mythological. In totality, they are quite similar. They match with each other as far as subject is concerned, storyline is concerned, but they differ with their languages, their costumes, and their accent and styles. As discussed earlier, in a comparative study, the only difference between Swang and Notanki is more dramatic, more romantic themes. Origin is same, Sangeet. Same way, Swang is more poetic, but origin is same, Sangeet. So it becomes a song. The story behind this is Shehjadi. Shehjadi Notanki is a story performed in all styles. Sangeet, Sang, Swang, Notanki. And it is so similar with each other in performance, in story, in music, and dance. But dialect varies from Haryana to UP. Yakshgana in Karnataka is the most dynamic, emphatic folk theatre of India. It is elaborate of costumes, heavy dances, and a content is basically from Ramayana and Mahabharata. Primarily mythological characters in folk theatre are Rama, Krishna, Gita, and these days some Kabira and Mirabai. Yakshgana is the leading theatre folk form of India because of its acrobatic performances, loud music properties, music, and it is still popular in whole of India and specifically in south part of India. Same way, if we go in the Mumbai, Bombay region in Maharashtra, Tamasha is a very popular form. Tamasha has more music and sensual performances. It is entirely similar to Swang. Tamasha is a Arabic word like a play, a khel, a tamasha, a song, but entertainment values are different. Instead of messaging, there is more entertainment and more music and more dance in the tamasha form. It is popular in Maharashtra and adjoining areas of the west of India. Swang in Haryana is called as a sang. Otherwise, both words are same. Earlier, it was called a swang, an art of imitation and performance. Nowadays, they call it as a song. But theoretical concept is same. Same mythological stories, improvisation, styles, audience, and dialogues. And near that North India part, Other forms are akhada in Punjab and bhagat, nach, tamasha, Notanki, they are all same forms. It has been already discussed in a detailed matter, except Jatra. Jatra is in West Bengal, and performance style is almost same like a Swang performance. Module 10, Swang in modern context. Finally, in this modern context, we will discuss about the adaptations of Swang into the modern plays, modern Indian drama, films, and TV. Secondly, we will discuss about Swang as educational tool for social awareness, like health, environmental rights, and recently it was used in COVID. Third, we'll discuss about this digital revival, like YouTube performances, documentaries, or short films or web series. And we will discuss about the possibility of blending Swang with the modern theater. That is an experimentation of performing a story but in a Swang style. And lastly, we'll show you some visuals or clip or photographs from the modern performances or cultural programs. In the modern context, one of the best experiment is done by a legendary Bollywood film actor Yashpal Sharma. He created a film on Swang, Dada Lakhmi. It won the national award in the Bombay film industry. And secondly, there are many adaptations into plays, films, and TV. Recently, Sandeep Baswana created a film, Haryana. Iska naam se Haryana. And people are creating a space, particularly for folk category in theater festivals, national festivals, state festivals, inter-university youth festivals, television. Bollywood is recently using Notanki and Swamp people, and there is a film also, Sala Notanki, recently released in Mumbai. So, film people, Bollywood television is playing a key role in the revival of Swang. In modern context, you can see another poster of Swang, and this film is Dada Lakshmi. It got national recognition. In addition, educational tools we are using in COVID, we are using in Just Eat, but people are also creating the um, YouTube channels for the promotion of Swang, and the most popular YouTube channel is Saangi Vines. This is the slide of digital revival in the modern context. So at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, different people are coming and showcasing their talent. So you can see on the left side, it's a Desi podcast. Desi term is basically used for people from the northern India, and the Desi podcast is a channel specifically to create humor or satire on the society. In the down, you can see a person imitating three characters. Same person is a female in the center and in the right. So art of imitation, doing mimicry, doing many characters. Same way in the right side, you can see three characters. So slowly and slowly, a digital platform, Swang is also showing its presence. This photograph shows the blending of Swang with modern theater. So recently, some experiments has been done, and in one performance, Swang 2.0 Unplugged, the modern theater techniques with the lights and stage and proscenium Swang was performed. It was highly appreciated at the national and even at the international level. On the right side is again a photograph of the same performer in the film Dada Lakshmi, a Bollywood film. So these experiments are helping in the revival of Swang to got its old glory from the film Haryana. इसका नाम से Haryana, a beautiful, beautiful Haryana culture based film by Sandeep Baswana, where there was a prime focus on the swang music, rags, and raginis. So, folks, we are in the final segment, in the conclusion. While concluding, I will say Swang, the folk theatre of Haryana, is more than a performance. It is living tradition that embodies the voices, values, and visions of rural communities. Rooted in the bhakti ethos and nurtured by poets like Dada Lakshmi Chand, it weaves together storytelling, music, dance, and improvisation into a vibrant tapestry of cultural expression. Through myth, romance, satire, social critique, Swang has entertained, educated, and united generations and generations. Although challenged by modernization and decline of communal gatherings, Swang continues to adapt and survive. Its revival efforts underscore the resilience of folk traditions in preserving cultural identity. For students of theatre, culture, or history, Swang offers not only insight into Haryana's heritage but also a reminder of the enduring power of art to reflect and shape the society. Thank you very much.